Hello 7th graders and welcome to the lesson. Today we're going to revise past simple and past continuous tenses. Actually, before this lesson, I was eating a sandwich, but in the morning I ate breakfast. So what's the difference between these two tenses? Do we have the same tenses? Of course not. Well, one of them is in the past simple and the other tense is in the past continuous. Let's look at the first example and let's solve this puzzle. So the first sentence, yesterday Karim and Ali played football. As you can see, the main word or the main verb in this tense has an ed, so it's in the past simple. So if I ask you, at what time did Karim and Ali play football? You will say, Karim and Ali played football from 4 to 5 p.m. yesterday. What about if I ask you, what were they doing at 4:30 p.m.? So, what were they doing at 4:30 p.m.? You will say, Karim and Ali were playing football at 4:30 p.m. Why? Well, this is in the middle of an action. So if we are talking about a middle of an action, we use the past continuous. They were playing football. Let's look at the third example. Sarah phoned while we were having dinner. As you can remember, we use the past continuous to talk about longer actions or the background actions. We were having dinner. So this is the longer action. Sarah phoned. This is the shorter action. So we use the past continuous to talk about longer actions and the past simple to talk about shorter actions, which interrupts the longer actions. Let's look at the fourth example. I was walking along the road when I saw Sam, so I stopped and we had a chat. We can also use the past continuous to describe a scene. I was walking along the road. And we also use the past simple to talk about a sequence of actions, like saw, stopped, and had. Now we're going to revise the forms of the past simple and the past continuous in the affirmative, negative, and questions. So let's revise the forms. As you can remember in the class, some verbs, some past simple verbs are irregular, and some are regular verbs. Well, most regular verbs they are verbs that ends in ed, like played, talked, walked, and etc. Irregular verbs, which have another form, they are in your student's book on page 117, like eat, ate. We use the verb to. Drink, drank, think, thought, and etc. past simple affirmative. So if we want to look at the affirmative form of the past simple, well, we can take this example. Ali played football. Ali played football. This is the affirmative form. Subject plus main verb either if it's regular you will use the ed, and if it's irregular you will use verb to plus the object. This is past simple affirmative form. Let's take past simple negative form. Past simple negative. When we form the negative of the past simple, we use didn't. Ali didn't play football. The form is subject plus didn't plus infinitive, main verb. You have to use the infinitive form plus object. This is the negative past simple form. And remember that we used it for questions. Did Ali play football? The form is did plus subject plus infinitive plus object and the question mark. This is the question form of the past simple. Now I'm going to revise the past continuous forms. Well, as we had taken in our classes, we formed the affirmative of the past continuous with Ali was playing football. Well, the form is subject plus was or were, which depends on the pronouns, plus verb plus the ing plus object. And this is how we formed the past continuous negative. Ali wasn't playing football. Well, the form is subject plus was or were plus not plus verb plus ing plus object. This is how we form the negative of the past continuous. And so the second verb will be in the past simple tense. Well, in the third example, I've used while in the middle of the two clauses with the past continuous, and so the second verb will be in the past simple tense. Well, if you have noticed that when you use while or when at the beginning of a sentence, you have to use a comma between the two clauses. But if you use while or when in the middle of a sentence, we don't use a comma, because while and when are connectors. They connect the both clauses together. Well, this is the end of our class, and I will send you some exercises so you can practice the rule. And thank you very much for listening.